Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Professor Bharat Singh. Good evening, Jay Mishra. Welcome to the day 6 session of AI driven business. Registration. Registration link, are you asking about the registration link? I think it will be in the comment, or it will be in the description of the video. Check it out, or I'll send it in the chat later. Registration for what? For the internship or for the live? What registration link you're asking about? Good evening, Dr. Babita Prem. Good evening. Let's just wait for a few minutes, everyone, so that everyone can join and we can start the session of day 6. Good evening, Pia. Good evening, Bridge IT. Good evening. Good evening, Omka. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Everyone. Good evening, Bala Roshan Kumar, good evening sir, good evening. Good evening Raghu A, good evening. Okay, so good evening everyone. So let's start the session for today. Okay, so as we seen in the last session, so today we're gonna see what are the things we are gonna do in the uh, hands-on session. What are all the things we are gonna create in the dashboards, or what are all the types of things we are gonna do. Okay, so we're going to use the Airtable application or any other application. Okay, so let's get into it. So what are all the things, let's see what are all the things we're going to do, and let's do it. Okay, so today, so we'll see in what format we'll create a sample dashboard, and what are all the user accesses or logins, how to do that, and the data input process, how to input our master lead data into any application, and how to do it, all those things. Okay, so first, today's goal, as I said earlier, so by the end of today, understand what makes a good lead good lead dashboard. If we create a lead dashboard, if it is in a way, how it will be in a good way. Okay, and good evening everyone, and know how to design dashboards for different user roles. Okay, so depending on the roles, we'll see how to create different dashboards. Yeah, there are different roles, right? So as I said earlier, there's sales, and there's marketing, there's HR. There are particularly different roles when it comes to different departments. So we'll see how to create dashboards based on all those departments. Okay, and be able to set up secure logins and permissions. So we're gonna create a secure how the access of admin will be, and what are all the things they can see, and other personals, what are all the things they can see when they log in using their individual account, like all those things. Okay, and lastly, create a structured data input process so your system stays clean and automation friendly. Okay, so as we seen earlier, a master lead data sheet can be used in many applications tools. So we'll see in what way the process should be, so that it can be accessible and usable in all other applications. Okay, so that's the goal of today. So let's get into it. So there will be some theories, and we'll get to I'll showcase you the dashboard I've created, and you try to create it on your own. And in the next session, I'll do the dashboard in a step-by-step process, so that you can see what are all the things you missed. Okay, so why dashboards matter in lead ops. Okay, in our lead operation, we gathered all those data from many places in all places. Okay, and when it comes to regions, there will be more expansion in data. Okay, so that's why this dashboard is useful and matters in creating in our leads. Okay, So when we create a dashboard, we can see and visualize the data, so that we know and make decisions, particular decisions, and you know based on the data we can make best decisions out of it when we can visualize the data. Okay, so if I want to say the visualized data will be in a particular format, I'll showcase you later, so that the decisions can be made easier. Okay, so that's why the dashboards are matter. So here those are the points I'm trying to show here. Yeah, well built dashboard, centralized information, so all the data in the in our master lead sheet will be present in that one particular dashboard, one particular screen. Okay, and if you want any particular information from it, it can be gathered there, it can be accessed there. Okay, that's what the first point is. Centralizes information. Okay, so one screen for lead status, source and performance, all those things, and improves decision making. Okay, so if we have that large amount of data and all the data in a singular place, we can make decision efficiently in that one particular place. Okay, so that's the second thing I'm trying to show here. Improves decision making. Okay, see which campaigns and roles perform best. Okay, so that's the second point. And the third thing, boosts accountability. Okay, so if everything is in one place, we can access all those things, it will be easy. And if there is a problem, or if there is a situation, we can account it, or point finger in a particular place, so that it can be solved. Okay, so that's the third point, boost accountability. Team sees their targets and progress. Okay, so it will be easy for them to make perfect sales and marketing. Okay, and the last thing, reduces clutter. Okay, so filtered role specific views. Okay, as we said earlier, the dashboard will also be in a row specific view. So if a salesperson is viewing the dashboard, it will only showcase their particular data. Okay, and if a marketing personnel is viewing the dashboard, it will only showcase their particular data. And when it comes to HR, they will particularly select a domain and will give access to them. Okay, so that's how the well built dashboard will work. Okay, so good evening everyone. Good evening Manjuma Shetty, Nitya. Good evening AKM Tuludul Alam Khan. Good evening SR Video Reels. Good evening. Okay, good evening Padmashran Mathelagan. Good evening. Okay, thank you. Good evening Krishvik Mehendi, artist. Good evening. Okay, so that's what we're gonna see here. So types of dashboards for lead management. So in what are all the types are there? So as I said earlier, we're gonna particularly separate the dashboards based on the interest. So dashboards types as I given in the left side, and all the purposes and what their uses, all those things. Okay, so let's get into it fastly, so that we can see the physical format of our creation, or the digital format of our creation in the Airtable. Okay, so the first thing, sales dashboard, as the name suggests. So it will particularly the data for the particular sales personnel. Those particular data will only be available to them. Okay, so that's the sales dashboard. Good evening Rizwana. Good evening. So track assigned leads and conversion rates. Okay, so based on that, that particular sales data will be visualized there, so that they can track the particular leads and assign their conversation based on that. Okay, so if they are in the first stage, or if they are in the second stage, like that. So typical users, sales reps and manager. Okay, so they both can particularly watch or access to that particular dashboard. Okay, so key features, leads by stage, as I said earlier, are they in the first stage, second stage, like that. So leads by stage, follow up, due dates. Okay, so how their progress is and what is the due date for them to complete the process of that particular lead, like that. And the conversion rate will also be there. Okay, and lastly, the second thing will be the marketing dashboard. Okay, as the name suggests, it will contain the leads, depends on the marketing personnel. So who are all the new ones and what are all the things we can market to them, like that. So purpose, track campaign performance, so how the advertisement on the events, all those things are performing, and make use of it. And typical users will be the only marketing team will have access to those things. And key features, leads by source, okay, by ad, performance, and return on interest. So all those things will be available in that particular marketing dashboard, okay. So they can have access to in which source the leads are coming from, and how the ad we posted in different social media is performing, and the return on investment in different sectors, all those things, okay. So the third thing will be the manager dashboard. Good evening. So manager dashboard will have the overall overview of all items, okay, management, so that he can have access to all the things and manage based on the ups and downs, okay. So like that he will have access to it. So total leads, all the leads, and regional performance, how particular region is performing, and funnel health, okay. So based on the performance and based on the needs, he will make decisions out of it, okay. So oops dashboard, okay, it's gonna be the operation dashboard where we'll have the monetization of the operations, okay. So that if a particular sales will increase or decreasing, the health of it, okay. So monitor data health, and syncs is the data which is secreted from Facebook ads or Instagram ads is getting synced and all those things. So that particular dashboard will give an access to the admins and data operations, okay, like that. So if I am conducting or having a clothing brand, I have access to all those data, like that. So duplicate rates, sync status, automation errors are the key features where we can avoid duplicate rates of the data, and sync status, how that particular data coming from the social media or leads, Facebook leads or Instagram leads is getting particularly synced to the whole CRM, and automation is happening. So these are all the four dashboards I've showcased here, and we'll create these particular dashboards and usefully visualize the tasks like that, okay. So choosing your dashboard platform, so here is the main important point where we need to choose a particular tool or platform or application where we are gonna create a dashboard and visualize our data, okay. So first we have to have the all the idea about the application and how it works, all those things, okay. And what are all the features that can we make a better use of the application, and is there more advanced application available in the market, like that, all those things. The first Airtable interface, so that's what I already used to showcase you certain things, and I'm gonna also use it today to showcase you the particular dashboards I've created. So Airtable interface, quick, no code, there is no need for coding. We can drag and drop the elements and create a particular application, and role based access, okay. So these are all the Airtable interfaces, okay. So these are all the things we need, okay. So if someone don't know coding language, they can also use the Airtable, and we can also create the role based access, which is our important thing. So we'll create the databases and dashboards in that role based manner. So next, Google Data Studio or Looker Studio they call, okay. So it's a visual analytics from sheets and CRM, okay. So we can create our data directly to that Looker Studio, and visualize the data based on our interest, okay. So that's the application also available, you can make use of it. And Nota database, okay. So it is a light dashboard tool, okay. And team docs in one place, so it is like cardboard or a single entity page where you can make particular use of the collected data. And lastly, and the fourth thing will be the read tool, which will be custom internal tools. It is an application or extension which will be used to visualize the particular data or dashboards, okay. And lastly, CRM built-in dashboard. CRM built-in dashboard, well, we seen the HubSpot application, right? So there is also dashboard that we can also create dashboards in the, let me just showcase it to you. This is the give me a second. here you can see this is the particular application. So I will logged into the particular HubSpot applications. You can see all that marketing guide, sales guide, all those things which is given. And here in the side place you can see the visualization tool. So here we can use this key points to visualize our dashboards. Here you can see there is a dashboard icon. In here the data which got transfer from a Google Sheet or any other source will get updated and automatically get visualized. We can set it to automatically visualize the data which is getting sent as a lead, and we can also create our own dashboard. Okay, so in the this is the example of particular dashboard which is a built-in dashboard in the particular CRM. Okay, so that's the thing here. And Airtable, let me just showcase it to you. Google Looker Studio Google. So this is the Google application where we can transfer the data and make use of all those things. Okay, this is an example of our particular visualization works. If we import the data, okay, so we can use our own data to visualize the particular different types of visualization. Okay, so this is how that will be visualized. So all those tools will also be in that particular manner only. Okay, Maniraj JSJ, good evening. So user login and permission setup. Okay, so here we created the dashboard. We given all those different types of dashboard, but the particular personnel has to be the only one who has to open that thing and use of it. No, not everyone can use that. So we have to give a login type authorization and permission setup, so that not everybody can log in there and make use of it. So that's what we are going to do. Okay, so here that's what I'm trying to show you. Security plus clarity equal to better performance. Okay, so if we have a security function, there will be clarities that who are all using that particular element or who are all using other particular element, like that. So there will be clarity. So that's what will give the better performance, so that they know what is the thing they are doing, and it will lead in better performance. So best practices, role based access from day 3, which will be admin, role based access, all dashboards and raw data. So if I, as an example, I said I'm starting a clothing brand and doing all those sales and stuff. So if I'm starting a clothing brand and doing all those sales and stuff, I will have access to all the data and all the dashboards. So that's the first thing, role based access, admin, so all dashboards and raw data. Second, the sales personnel, only assigned leads. Okay, so the particular sales dashboard we created and the particular leads will only be the access given to them. And the marketing, all leads plus campaign data. Okay, so that particular all leads, all new leads and came leads will be given to them, so that they can market the particular new product and particular things, all that. And plus campaign data. Okay, so it will be generated from all the outsources. Lastly, viewer, who can only read only the reports. Okay, so they can't make changes. Okay, so separate credentials per person. Okay, second point, where we have separate credentials, so that they have particular username and particular password. Everyone can have their individual thing, like that. So that's what separate credential per person, no shared logins. So that can basically it will separate the workflow and make a perfect or a better performance in that way. Okay, and the third thing, limit edit rights. Okay, so that not everyone can edit the everything. So that limit edit rights, and a particular sales personnel can only edit the sales data, and the admin can edit everything, like that. So based on the use cases, we'll limit their power regarding the editation. Okay, so limit edit rights to sensitive fields, example lead ID, add data added, like those things. Okay, so that's the thing which we have to do based on the performance and the user logins, all those things. And example login matrix, so how to structure that login matrix and how to give access. So as I said earlier, admin can have access to the customer relationship management application and all those data regarding it. admin can have access to it, and the sheets which is gathering the data, okay, and the dashboard which is visualizing that particular data, he can have, or he or she can have all that access, or that particular organization have all that access based on all the things. So full edit, so they will have all the permission. Okay, so Jashwant, good evening, thank you for joining. So next thing will be this sales. The sales team which will have they will have the access to CRM view. Okay, so they have to control the they are the power core of the customer relationship management, so they have to have the view and a filtered sheet view. Okay, so that have the particular data regarding that sales data only be given access to them, and permission edit only assigned leads. Okay, so that's the thing. And in the marketing they will also have access to the CRM and ad platform dashboards. Okay, so they will have the dashboards regarding the marketing and how the ads are working in all those particular applications. Okay, so we will also divide based on the applications how they performing, so that particular application will be given to them. Okay, and lastly edit campaigns and notes. Okay, they have the permission to edit campaigns and notes so that they can make an advertisement out of it. Okay, Donald, good evening. So lastly viewer read only dashboards, which will be read only dashboard, so viewers can only read, they can't edit anything. Okay, so no edit rights, the permission will be not given to them. So that's the thing. Saliketh Ponnamanda, good evening. So let's get into the next thing, data input process. Okay, step by step what are all the how the way the data are going to be processed. Okay, so all the things. Okay, so as we already seen, we created a master sheet based on it. So we structure how the master sheet should be, so that that's the same things we have to be in a particular format, so that the automation and all the AI can work with the particular data. So a clean data input process ensures no missing fields, there have to be no nil values, so no missing fields, and no typos. There don't have to be any leads of data misleads due to a typos. Okay, so we have to type it clearly. And lastly smooth automation triggers, so due to this particular data in this particular format, we can automatically derive the particular data and create a automation based on it. Okay, and lastly capture point. Okay, so capture point will be the form where we use the Google form type form, so that they data they can fill the forms and give us the the leads will be gathered, and that particular lead will be sent to the CRM form. Okay, so these are all the three forms which will be normal form, Google form, type form. We already showcased you the Google form and how that a particular data works, you all know. And that's the same process for the type form too. And the CRM form, which is the built-in form in the control customer relationship management application, there is also form in that particular application built in. So if you use that form, the data will be tightly gathered in the in the application. Okay, there are slight pros and cons based on the type of form we use. Okay, and lastly ads lead form. Okay, so the marketing ads all we post, okay, it will have the form, and that particular data will also be sent to the application. Okay, so that's the capture point where the particular format, in particular format we have to give the their form, so that they can answer and register or apply or fill the form in that particular format, so that we can easily automate the task. Okay, Deepak Kaigawa, good evening. So second will be the validation. Okay, so drop down leads. Okay, so as we seen in the Yotsna Shri Anki, good evening. So as I shown in the particular Google sheet, there will be drop downs there, and we will make use of the drop downs, right? So like that. Here you can see there are particular drop downs and a particular session. So like that only we have to make particular validations, data validations in that particular data. Okay, it can be anywhere. So drop down list, job role, source, status, we have to make all the options in a drop down way or in a particular way, so that the leads or the personals can only apply the functions, okay, so that they can only access the particular element we have given. Okay, Wilson Paul, good evening, good evening, thank you for joining. And lastly, mandatory elements, mandatory fields, which will be the name of the personal or lead or email source. It has to be there in the data or in the master lead, so that we can make use of it. Okay, if this particular data is not there, that lead is a lost lead. Okay, so we can't make use of it, so there has to be that. And lastly, the assignment, which will be auto assigned by job role. Okay, take a one point and make it as an centralized key, so that everything will be branched or assigned out based on that particular element. Okay, job role, region, via Zapier or Airtable application, we can use that application to automate the time. Okay, and if that particular thing is satisfied, do this thing. If this particular thing is satisfied, do this, like that. So if there is A, do this. If there is B, do this, like that. We have to automate the task. Okay, so notify assigned team member instantly. So if that particular data is gathered or lead is gathered, inform that particular team, sales team, your data is ready, or marketing team, your data is ready, like that. We have to notify. Okay, so that's the third assignment. And lastly, last but not the fourth thing, step 4, there will also step 5. So in initial update. Okay, so sales team will get update status of how the data is, where it is from, all those things. Contacted after first outreach, it will change to contacted, that new lead, where you can see in the sheet we got it as a here the data is a new data. Alright, but after making through it and talking and doing all those things, it will get changed to contacted field. It will get changed. Okay, so that's the second thing. That's the fourth step, where initial updation will happen. Okay, so like that. So that's the step 4, update status, contacted after first outreach. Marketing, add campaign add campaign tag if relevant. Okay, so if that particular data came from the campaign, if we tag it, the marketing team will have better use of that, how many people are gathered using that. Okay, and step 5, ongoing maintenance. Okay, so by particular time interval we have to do all those things. Okay, weekly data cleanup, remove duplicates, fill missing info, all those things. So by weekly time we have to take charge of the data and clean it up in a particular interval, or we have to automate the task. Okay, so remove duplicates, okay, based on same or repeated data, like that, and fill missing info. There has to be no nil values. If there is nil values, we can do the automation. Like, so monthly review of drop down options and the sources. Okay, so how that month's conversion rate and the sales rate has been done, all those things. Okay, so those are all the 5 steps in our that's the 5 steps in data input process. Okay, so how the data has to be gathered and how to be inserted. Lastly, example, so role based Airtable dashboard setup. So how to and create a dashboard based on roles. So sales dashboard, here we'll use the Kanban view. There is a Kanban view in the Airtable. We can use that to view by status of that particular lead, and filtered for assigned to, if that particular leads are assigned to particular personal, we'll visualize it based on that particular personal. Okay, so like that. Add the marketing dashboard, chart view of leads by source, table view for campaign tags. Okay, so chart view based on the lead, by if that particular lead came from Instagram, it will be visualized in that particular chart, and if it is from the Facebook, it will be visualized somewhere else. Okay, like that. And lastly, the manager dashboard, where summary blocks. Okay, so he will have all the access to it, right? The manager, he will has to manage, so that we have to give access to every data. So summary block, total leads by region, and the conversion rates, all those things, the total data and how they're performing, so he will take care of it. And lastly, operation dashboard, the admin has to see to it, so how the operations are going, and all those coming and out of the data, and product sales, like that, all those things. So table with automation logs and error flags. So that way, in there also we can see how that particular automation is working, or are there any errors, or is there anything we need to change and make clarify out of it. So if there you can see in that operation system, you can see it and make use of it. Okay, and the assignment which I'm gonna give it to you. So I'm gonna showcase you the the particular dashboard I've created in the Airtable application. So you see it and recreate that particular dashboard. Okay, so I'm gonna showcase it to try to recreate it in that particular application or any other application. It will be easy, and in the next session I'm tell you step by step how I created that particular application. Okay, so choose your dashboard tool. It can be Airtable, Data Studio, Notion, CRM. It can be anything. I'm gonna showcase it to you in that Airtable application. So build at least 2 role based dashboard. So I'm gonna showcase you sales sales dashboard, manager dashboard, and how I set up the logins and all those things. Okay, so set up user logins and assign permission. I'm gonna also showcase it to you how I done that, and write down your data entry checklist. Okay, so all mandatory fields filled. Okay, everything we given in the master data, and a drop down used for control fields, and in that particular field how we use the drop down to make use of it, and status updated after every interaction. Okay, so status updation of it after every interaction. So this is how the an example how a dashboard should look. So sales dashboard, so I've given here where the total of the leads has been showcased here. Okay, and where they came from, and the status of that particular lead in the percentage, and the color variation, and what are all the leads and who are all we assigned to them, and status of leads in the day manner or the month manner. Okay, so this is how. So let me showcase you. So summary is we're gonna leave, you can create a dashboard for each role. You can control access securely so that not everybody can access it. So you have a documented data input process where in a particular format we will get the data and process it, and you can maintain clean automation ready lead data. Okay, so let me showcase it to you, the Airtable. So this is my account. Okay, so here I have created all the dashboards. Okay, so this is the first one I created, which is going to be the sales dashboard. Okay, so I will use the Airtable to create it. Okay, if you want to create here, if you want to create a dashboard, I think here plus the create icon and build an app on your own. Okay, so here use this is be our home page. Okay, here we will first create our data, our master data. Using this particular data we are going to automate the task. Okay, so automate is particular task, and the interface, how the front end should look, how the interface should look, we will do here, and how the data should be collected will be in this particular form. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to show here. So this will be my data. Okay, here you can see this is the sales dashboard. There are data we inserted some dummy data and use that to showcase it to you. So these are all the leads. Okay, for example. Okay, so these are all the leads that gathered here, and who are all assigned will be, we can assign to using that example we created. It can be designed so that when we create or filter using particular element, so we can see if that particular personal is getting their value like that. Okay, so we can see the particular lead assigned to Meena here has conversion rate. They converted that particular lead, and that value is somewhat $25,000 for example. Okay, so this is how we have to create that particular dashboard. Okay, so you can create it using the Airtable. Okay, so try to do it in your own way, and in the next session I'll do it in the step by step manner. And this is the pipeline where I've used the, as I said earlier, the Kanban board where you can see every particular lead and their information. Okay, so how this is the first lead, and what is his role, and in what website he came from, and what is his phone number, and the due date of his useful case, and a WhatsApp link. Everything has to be everything about that particular lead will be there. Okay, and he is a new lead and he is a contact lead, and using this also we can sort it out. Okay, so if you only want if you only want that particular new lead or like that, we can filter it out. Okay, so that's how we will do it. So this is the Kanban board, which is like an notepad like format, so we can make use of all the data based on a particular lead, and everything regarding that particular lead will be in that particular Kanban. Okay, so next thing will be the follow-up dues. Okay, so these leads, this is the follow-up leads data where they has to contact them and make use of them, but they did not do it, so they are in this format. So here this particular data or a lead has been lost. Okay, so they has been lost, they can't be contacted, and this particular lead has been converted, and this particular lead is in in an process, and we can also add a particular data manually, or we can automate that task. Okay, so this is how a particular dashboard for sales has to be visualized. So this is the data I've given here, and I know example dummy data I've created here. So I've given some names and assigned some role to them, and their number, emails, and who I'm assigning to them, and what are the status, their value, source, data added, due date, profile photo, notes, WhatsApp link, email link, data added, and is overdue, date until due, like that, their payment details, all those things. Okay, so this is how we should give the data, and we will create the automation. If you want the data, we can automate the data. Here I've created the interface. Okay, here I've created an interface, how that should look. It has to be in a color, it has to be in a count, like that. And when it comes to the pipeline, I've used the Kanban board. Okay, so when I can collect it, and can I change it, all those things. Okay, so if I want, I can change all this visualization type of it, change from Kanban to list, it can change to. Okay, and we can save it, but we'll have the Kanban. Okay, Kanban board. So this is how we can create it. So try to create it in your own, and see to it. So in the next session, I'll make use of all those things in a step-by-step manner. I create it so that if you have any doubts, you can make use of it. Let me just showcase you another Airtable visualization or the application I've created. This is the manager dashboard. So this is the manager dashboard. Okay, so he can view the total number of leads, and how the progress is going, in what event the lead came from, all those things. I've inputted some less data, so there will be no major changes. And here in the operation icon, how that operation is going, and if we have any automation operation too, there we will also add it. Okay, so this is our data, and this is the some model data I've given added. Okay, to visualize this particular board. Okay, so this is how I created the manager dashboard, and this is permission and login manager system, where our particular employees have access to particular elements, like that. So as we said earlier, Emily the particular person has access to editor, they can edit, and creator who can create. Read only is an is a viewer only, so he can only read only, they can't interface with it. Okay, support staff, creator, like that, different categories. Okay, lastly, operation hygiene. Okay, so how that operation is going on, and all those things. This is my employee, and how that our lead, and how that is going on. Okay, so this is based on our employees and how they're performing. So our Patel is an employee, and how are they representing, all those things. Okay, lead entry, how that entered, and who is it that particular lead is getting assigned to. and lead Kanban, or the Kanban type data, or a representation, visual representation of the lead data, and timeline of when the data has been gathered, all those things. Okay, so this is how we should create the dashboard in the, or the visualizations in the Airtable, and we will also upgrade it to in this manner. We can also do it. I'll showcase you in the next session. Okay, so thank you everyone, thank you for joining. We'll try to do the create your own dashboard, and or role based dashboard in the Airtable. Okay, try to create a sales dashboard, try to create a manager dashboard, and separately create a user login, like a permission based, who can get all those permissions, and lastly data entry checklist. Okay, so how the data is coming in, and lastly how that getting assigned to whom, and all those things. So thank you everyone. If you have any doubts, ask me. Thank you Ashraf Arfat, thank you. Thank you